Yes, good afternoon. It is a brand new edition of 60 Minutes Nigeria, a current affairs program that affords very prominent Nigerians the opportunity to dissect topical issues that affects the development of Nigeria. My name is Ego Sagmalao, welcoming you to the program. And I must say that today's program promises to be very educative, because a lot has happened and Nigerians need to be enlightened on what has happened and how to go forward. I have with us somebody that has a very strong affinity with the youths of Nigeria and a leader of congregations and a clergyman, Apostle K.C. Chukwu. Nice to have you with us today.
Good afternoon, Nigeria, wherever you're watching all over the world. I want to welcome you to today's edition.
We also have with us a very reputable and very seasoned analyst with us, Mr. Felix Osigwe. Nice to have you with us today.
Thank you for having me.
Okay. Now, we are taking a review of the 2023 general elections, the review of the governorship and state assembly elections. And as we discuss, we'll dovetail to only the state assembly elections held in Edo State. Some states did not have a governorship election, and Edo State happens to be one of such states. But in other states, governorship and state assembly elections. And generally, 2023 general election, we've discussed that of the Presidential and National Assembly more than enough, but it can never be more than enough, because Nigeria must be taken forward. Nigeria must occupy its enviable position in the community of nations, and one of the ways of getting it right is getting the Electoral Act right, getting the elections right. And Nigerians actually had the opportunity to go to the polls across the country to cast their votes for their preferred candidates. The outcome is out. We'll be dissecting it. INEC is the umpire, and if they got it right, then they'll be applauded. If they didn't get it right, we'll look at it and also postulate how they can get it right in subsequent elections. Don't forget, 2024 is around the corner, where we'll be having governorship election in Edo State. Well, I will just start with Felix Osigwe. Looking at the state assembly election in Edo State and the governorship elections in some other states, 28 states actually, 18 political parties contested. What's your general outlook?
Yeah, thank you. My general outlook is that the Nigerian people they have won. Why am I saying this? We have won for the simple reason that we've been able to sustain the dividends or the tenets of democracy over time. Like you started the program, you were talking about the presidency at the National Assembly.
Yeah.
Here we come again with the state and the state assemblies. We must commend the Nigerian people for the peaceful conduct of the election. However you see it, you can see that there were minimal cases of normal ballot stuffing, ballots taking and killing of each other. So we must commend Nigerians. And most importantly, we must commend the INEC people. Because if you look at the chain of the electionary thing, it's not only the INEC that carry out the elections. We have the security men, we have the civil society, we have the other observers, even, you understand. So the INEC is just playing a part of the segment. But to me, if I have to score the INEC, I think I'll give them 6 over, on the scale of 10, I'll give them 6 over 10. They have tried. Okay. For the fact again that you cannot take them away from the Nigeria we have. Okay. The politicians need to get it right. Okay. The pressure is too much on the INEC.
Pressure is too much. I like that. The way Felix Osigwe calling that. Pressure. Which pressure? From where?
Both politicians and with the civilians.
Okay, I like that. Well, it's food for thought. My guest just said the pressure is too much. So pressure on who and pressure from where? So you can decipher that comment from Felix Osigwe. But let's get the thought of Apostle Kesi Chukwu. Yes, you on this program, you have talked about the youths playing their role in the electionary process and all of that. And we've seen the impact of the youths. For the first time, we've seen even Labour Party now. They've won governorship. They've won seats in National Assembly. They have senators now. In Edo, they have House of Assembly. So I think the youths play the role, just like you said. But what's your opening remarks?
Well, I was shocked if it was the election that was done in Nigeria that Mr. Felix was saying he gave INEC 6/10. In fact, since I've been experiencing election in Nigeria, this has been the worst INEC has ever conducted I have seen. For the first time, we see INEC using white ink to cancel, to rewrite numbers. So I can say that the INEC did not meet to expectation in this election. And I can say a lot of Nigerians, believe me, 90% of Nigerians are disappointed in this election. They are disappointed in the INEC. They are disappointed in the security. We saw the security compromise. Before your very eyes, the security will be standing. Someone will come and carry ballot box. Before your very eye, security themselves, policemen on uniform, caught on videos, will come on their own to also steal the ballot box and the INEC.
But that we cannot.
The videos are everywhere. The videos are everywhere. I'm still waiting to see that if the commissioner, like the one that happened in Kogi State, the man came, the security men were standing there. They saw him bringing out a ballot paper. He was throwing those papers that was voted on. So the security people did not meet up to expectation, because what they told us is if anybody come close to the ballot box to snatch, they will shoot at sight. That was the order the federal government, the president of President Muhammad Buhari gave to them. But we didn't see it, but we saw compromise. Security men didn't carry out their job. It got to a time they were standing, they were looking at the election as if they didn't know why they are there, as if they didn't know why they brought them there. If the security men know that they cannot protect our ballot box, why are we bringing them to the polling unit? What is their duty? They better go home and stay and leave us to our fate. If we want to die there, let us die there. We didn't see them live up to expectation, and also we didn't see our own president, the promise he made to us that we are going to have free and fair election. This election is not free and fair. Don't forget, what I saw in this election was like a child who knows that your child cannot be able to pass an exam. You went and pay for the teacher or whosoever in charge to help you make the child pass the exam, whether you know how to read or not. All you just want to know is that your child has passed. This is what we saw in this election, and I am so disappointed, and Nigerians are so disappointed.
Okay, thank you, Apostle Kesi Chukwu. I must state here that the comments of my guests are their personal opinion and does not reflect that of independent television and radio. Well, some of the comments of Apostle Kesi Chukwu, I must also state here, we cannot authenticate them because there are so many social media platforms that are watched with video clips and a lot of things. We can't authenticate. We don't have control over the social media, and we do not also have the representative of the security agencies to actually defend themselves. But we must say that, yes, it is his own personal opinion. Don't forget we are taking a review, so a lot will surely come up. My guest, Felix Osigwe, said, well, he will give INEC pass mark. That is his own opinion as well. And he has his reasons for doing that. And he also commended the Nigerian people. And there's something he also said. He said the unbroken democracy is something that Nigeria must celebrate. because some countries don't have democracy. I believe that's what Osigwe is trying to say, that democracy is unbroken, and so we must continue to protect this, they call it the nascent democracy. Okay, Osigwe. Now, you can't take it away that why some are disappointed, like Apostle has said. But we saw what happened in Benue State, where a man of God, a reverend father from the APC, defeated the incumbent governor, Samuel Otom, of the PDP. Okay, not defeating him now. That's what I want to clear. Not defeating Otom, because Otom is the incumbent governor. In the Senate but his tenure will end after his second term. And Otom has a candidate. But this reverend father defeated the candidate of the PDP. And now we're having a reverend father as a governor-elect. And we saw the streets of Makurdi, flooded with youths jubilating, celebrating. So let's look at it from that angle. Is that why you were commending INEC?
Thank you for that beautiful question. Yes. If I may recall, this is not the first time that same state is producing a reverend father as the governor.
Okay.
In 1992, under that SDP, Abiola Kingebe, Benue State had a governor, Reverend Father Adasu, under SDP.
Okay. In
that same 92, where we have Odige Yego here.
Okay.
So history is just about repeating itself. Just like the same Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu picking a Kanuri man, a Muslim ticket, producing another Reverend Father earlier today in Benue State. But if I may quickly, I don't know if I can.
Yeah, you can.
Like you were talking, thank God you said the security were compromised. Like I was trying to tell you that the INEC is not only the body responsible for the elections. If the INEC are responsible for the data and everything, but what are the outside people? The politicians themselves. I voted in the presidential, I voted in the same
State Assembly election. Yeah.
I went to my village to vote. I saw it. I saw where evil governors.
Where's your village?
I came from Jetu.
Okay.
Constituency 2 Esako West.
Okay.
The same, which I voted about the same unit with Felishaibu.
Okay.
Oshomole on the other side.
The deputy governor.
Side. I saw the pressure. That's what I'm trying to tell you. For the security men were compromised because they are Nigerians. Likewise, the INEC. At the time they were looking for the INEC, the 3 INEC returning officers from what they didn't see them. The politicians took them away. So there's a moral problem. I want to believe, I know what you feel. Nobody is happy. But like I told you, the beautiful thing is that we've been able to sustain this nascent democracy, this fourth republic for now. There's no democracy that is perfect. In recent times, Donald Trump was still contesting the presidency of Joe Biden. In the US, the symbol of democracy. Is go to France, they were protesting when Macron came back.
Macron just survived.
So there is no way you can rule out irregularities in electioneering. But the fact is that, and don't forget that this is the first time we are using beavers in the general elections. The same Borno that was producing 1.8 million voters to defeat Jonathan in 2015, what was the result? This same INEC were able to conduct an election that a city governor losing the senatorial seat, the presidential candidate of states losing their own strongholds. Man, come on, they are not sent. And I believe that even the Pope of the Rome comes to be the INEC. What happened to Jega? The same man that disgraced Jega and the International Conference Center, Arubebe, now became an APC member in Delta State. Just like what look at the Gubada and the look at them. Have you ever seen, even the days of Fedeco, have you ever seen an INEC officer that has been praised? Man, I appreciate their courage. It's never easy.
Okay.
The pressure is coming from everywhere. This one is, if you are not upright, you cannot even sustain. But you might not understand. Okay, let's talk about the beavers. Before we were using incidents form. You come to the polling booth, and I know show you the clinical story will come. You see, they will begin to pound them. But we got to know in the Oshun judgment that if one is added to the beavers collation, that center is assumed to be cancelled.
Yes.
That is a sign of discipline. This is a process. It's not the end itself. So we must need to appreciate our own and our team. Nigeria did that beavers. Do you know how many attempts were made on the Beaver on the presidential election just to hack it? Things go on at home, but at least to me,
okay,
we have to at least.
Okay, thank you. We are going to allow Professor Casey to continue on the discussion, but we'll take a brief break now, and that will allow us to introduce our third guest so that we'll continue with this very, very interesting discussion. We're taking a review of what has happened in terms of the 2023 general election. It's been very intriguing, very interesting. You will agree with me. Okay, nice to have you back after the interlude. Just joining us is another leader of congregation and, of course, a very, very highly enlightened clergyman, Apostle Godwin Okudili. Nice to have you with us today.
Thank you.
This is your second time on 60 Minutes Nigeria.
Yes, yes.
We really enjoyed your maiden appearance.
Yes. Yes.
So we'll just go straight to him because he's just joining us. And the discussion, we're looking at the 2023 general election, a review of what happened. And the latest is on the 18th of March, which took place on the 18th of March, the governorship and state assembly election. And if you look at Edo State, only the state assembly election took place in Edo State. But generally, what's your take? What's your opening remarks as regard what transpired during the 2023 general election?
My remark for the House of Assembly election is to our governor.
Okay, the governor of Edo State?
Yes.
Okay.
His Excellency, Godwin Obaseki. Because if you look at it very well, you see that it looked as if it was like a child's play compared to other states. Because other states, they were contesting governorship and House of Assembly. But come to that of Edo State, I have to vertically talk about it because it's what concerns me.
Okay.
You understand me now? So it's another opportunity for the newly elected House to perform and for him to correct some abnormalities. Seriously, because if he failed to do that, well, the future will fail. In the sense that the youth have waken up, and this House of Assembly, if you look at it very well, a lot of youth are there. And others are still coming up. After this, the local government election will come, that of councillors will come. So the cloud is dark already, and it's getting ready to drop. Okay. All I have to say that of the House of Assembly election, well, that of presidential affected it, but nevertheless, some go. I personally went to vote. My wife insisted that she will not, but I said, please, let's go. Okay. But when I got there, when I got home after voting, when I got to my children asked me, Daddy, what's happening? Have you? I said yes. And it was like a mirage. It's like a graveyard. But that of House Assembly, previous years, and that's on 25th of February. Yes. It looked as if it was a big market. But at the end of the day, the election went on. It was like area where I voted at Ward 5, Unit 10 at Welu Maternity. Okay. It was okay, no fracas, nothing. But we appreciate God. Okay. But nevertheless, those who we voted for, there's something I want to say here. Whether you like it or not, the masses know who they voted for.
Thank you. Apostle Okudili, before I will let you go in terms of your opening remarks now, there's something you said, and that struck my mind. The governor only yesterday in broadcast, there was a broadcast yesterday, and the governor made a comment that his interest is that the youths should actually participate in governance. And that the way the House of Assembly is now with the election, that he likes it. Because it will give room for real democracy. And I think that's the point you are going to now.
Yeah. Yes.
That's the point you are going to. So this House of Assembly, let's come to Edo State now. We have different political parties.
Yes.
That will be coming into the House.
House, yes.
So you think that's good for democracy?
Guys, what is democracy?
Okay.
It is about the people and it's for the people. And we have to choose those that will govern us.
Yeah.
We have to choose those that will make law for us. It's democracy per se. But for one person, either because you are the head or the governor or whatever, you want to hijack it, no. It's not going to be a business as usual.
Okay.
It's going to be a real proper democracy.
Yeah.
And I prayed and I believe too, and we as a church, we are praying, we believe that all the looks and corners of Edo State will be affected positively.
Okay.
And that is why I said in my opening speech that the governor, our excellency,
Yes.
have every opportunity to
Yes.
correct some
Okay.
things. Let me end it this way.
Okay. You keep saying something. Okay. Now, for instance, the present House of Assembly, some persons are very, very unsatisfied with the composition, that some constituencies are not represented. And from the government angle, they also defended their side that, there was an inauguration. Some members did not turn up for inauguration. So we have a clean slate now. That's what Okudili is saying. All members should endeavor, they should monitor the announcement and ensure that they are part of the inauguration. We don't want to see anybody putting on short knicker. Is that not what you are trying to say? Okay, so Apostle Casey, we'll come back to you. Now let's come to Edo State. Now the State Assembly election is very interesting. Before the election, there was rumor that, a particular political party, they're already threatening that if they are voted in, they will impeach the governor. And, there were rumors like that. And we saw the governor really campaigning. Though he's not on the ballot, but he was campaigning for his people. At the end of the day now, we have PDP members elect, APC members elect, Labour Party elected also. So, don't you think this is the beauty of democracy? A quick one before we take a break.
If you call that beauty of democracy, I can tell you that it's not democracy.
Okay.
The governor is celebrating because he has his way. But the truth remains that if these people take the winners to court and the judiciary are sincere to act according to the law, you discover that some people who are in that House of Assembly are not even qualified to be there.
Okay, we'll continue with that, but let's take a break now for the headlines. Okay, we apologize. I understand that there's a technical error there. It will be corrected to rectify. Yes, Apostle Casey. Now, you said the governor had his way. The governor, in a statewide broadcast on Wednesday, actually commended the Edo people for voting for PDP massively. And like we said, APC also won. They won in the election. Labour Party, at least we know of Dr. Richard Usaro, who won Oredo West, is now a member-elect of Edo State Assembly. So, different parties represented. They all campaigned.
Yeah, the reason why I'm saying that is
yes.
I'm one of the ESCO in Labour Party.
Okay.
I had so many results from our ward and units. With me, signed by INEC representative, signed by Labour Party, signed by PDP, signed by APC, where Labour Party won. And we saw a different thing displaying on the screen. That is what I say. This election is the worst I've ever seen since I started seeing Nigeria started doing election. Because you can't tell me that the people will vote and the people they voted for, that is not what they are saying. For God's sake, what took Edo State INEC chairman to release result 2 days later? He released result almost 4 days. Almost 4 days before we hear the result. Only God knows the manipulation that happened. You will go there, you see a lot of counseling in the electoral paper. So this is a broad daylight robbery to us, because the governor is happy because he have his way in this election. And me, I am saying this: if those people who are declared winners in other political party are taken to court, which I know they will be taken to court, so that the court can be able to give us our mandate, you will discover that these people did not win election.
That's your opinion.
Because what I have, the result we have, the result the people of Edo State voted for, that is not the result we saw.
Okay, that's your opinion again. You have your result, but we don't know how you got your result. But let's go to Sigwe now. Now, it's normal. Anybody that feel aggrieved can go to court to seek redress. But looking at what has happened so far in this election, what areas do you think we can improve on? Because from what Apostle has said, he's not happy, and he's entitled not to be happy if he feels offended. It's normal. But how do we move forward? Which areas do you think we can correct in this election?
Thank you very much.
Okay.
I think I need to start with, you see, if there is anything we can take away from this election, is the youth mobilization.
Okay.
Is the youth awareness of the goings. I think henceforth, no political office holder will take the youth for granted. We now know that power belongs to the sovereignty belongs to the people. The power belongs to our PVC. And you can see what happened in the Obi revolution. And that is what is giving this my very good friend the confidence that he must have won Edo State again in the state assembly. Because what happened in the presidential? Forgetting the dynamics. What happened in the presidential election might not happen. You can even see it all over. So if you are judging by that, I don't know, I was not in where you voted, but going back to the question, I think the beauty of the whole thing is that the elections, they are over. Let's go down to business. And what is the business? Good governance. Give good governance to the people. The people must feel the dividends of democracy. It's not that business as usual, where you just, he was talking about the governor. We also heard the governor was almost kneeling down, even the deputy begging people. Why are you going to beg people? If you have done what you need to do. Because the day of record, this is tenora. The highest you can do there is 4 years after another 4 years. Why not give the people the best? But they will come back at the night hour, kneeling and begging, moving like rats. They do as well as they talk for corner. Why? Because you failed the people. And the covenant you have.
I like you to use that derogatory language.
No, like I'm not talking about the God. I'm saying generally, the politicians. Okay. If you have done well, you will not have any reason to be going to in other words to beg people to use whatever means to manipulate the elections. The people will vote for you. Human beings will vote for you for the fact that you have done well. But at the end of the day, after voting, you see them going to the bell, traveling, doing all sorts of things, waiting for that night hour that will not come. Just as it has come again, just like the elections. You saw so many of them go back because the awareness is there. Taking the youth for granted is at your peril. Because we are ready. Though I'm not a Labour Party, you'll be a proud member of APC. And we won. I'm happy. You people should congratulate me. We won.
You took advantage.
Whatever. It's good that at least the awareness, we have all, the awareness is here.
Yes.
Nobody can take anybody for granted.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think there's something that Phyllis Osigwe has said again that I see to comment. Well, one, he has highlighted the power of the youth.
Yes, of course.
And that's what Apostle Casey have always said on this program. Because he has a lot of youth followership. Now, the youths are powerful.
Yeah.
And we've seen the youths. Peter Obi of the Labour Party is being commended now that a man moved to Labour Party and within a year,
in less than 9 months,
he galvanized massive followership of Nigerian youths, which now made him the bride. And now look at the election. Look at the results. Labour Party, the presidential election, won some states that you never thought Labour Party would have won. They won Delta, where you have a vice presidential candidate of the PDP.
They won Lagos.
That's Delta State they won.
They won Lagos. Where you have a presidential candidate.
Then you have a presidential candidate. And they won Iledo. But yes, like he has said, the dynamics changed, or the dynamics can change anytime. So in the governorship and state assembly, we now saw something different. But we can't we must take Labour Party seriously, and we must commend Peter Obi for what he has done. You can't take that away from him. So the youths now, they are recognized. The youths now know that, oh, we can turn election around anytime we decide to.
With our
That's
numbers.
with their numbers. That's what they have just done. Apostle Okudili, don't you think so? That the youths, that the voters are now the kingmakers.
They are, but all I have to say concerning the area of the youth,
yes,
they should not go unretired.
Okay.
They should sum up this energy to go out. The councillorship will be coming. The chairmanship will be coming.
That's local government election.
Yeah, it will be coming very soon. They should not go and just say because our mandate was not given to us at the federal level
allegedly,
or the state, they will just go and relax and
I said allegedly.
Yeah.
You cannot say they are mandate.
Right.
Allegedly.
Allegedly. So at the end, some of them will be, squeezing their PVC and try to say one or two things. But all I have to say here that I recommend the youths. I appreciate their efforts. Because during the voters card, asking them to come and get their voters card, way the PVC, you see that even some states, you see the way the youths massively went to collect their voters, even overnight sleep there and other things. And during the election, they come up massively to do the same thing. But they should not relent. They should go ahead. Other elections are coming. Election is every 4 years. Once May 29, another 4 years have started counting.
Another electoral cycle.
Yes, have started counting. They should not. For those states, the chairmanship election will be coming up, the councillorship will be coming. We will be surprised that you see that 18 years old youth will come up. I'm telling you the truth. Then local government, you see 25, 30. And I am on the advocate that the youth should go all lengths. Even in our APC or PDP, any of the party, the youth should come up. And our fathers who have been in this game should relax and give chance to the youth. Let us give chance to them. Why we sit behind at home and try to mentor them? That's what the youth need. And we'll get a good.
You are talking as a man of God. The politicians, Felix, yes, the politicians who are above 60, from what Okudili said, they are supposed to retire. Why is it that they don't retire? Can you quickly just comment on that?
Yes, because there's no law to that effect. The Constitution does not ban a man of 80 years for not contesting. So if you questioning my, how do you know how old am I? You questioning my, for the fact that the fundamental law, the Constitution does not ban a man for say you are too old or too young to vote. I think there are limits. But there is no age limit to the extent that you are 100 years, you cannot contest. I don't know if you understand. Yes. Depends on your mental and physical ability to comprehend issues. So as for that, even in America, I'm digressing again. Old men play politics because a city where there are no old men, that city should be assumed to be a bad city. They can be there giving us the guidelines or the kind of advisory rule, but you cannot totally eliminate the
participation or standing for election.
At all.
Okay, we'll take a brief break again, and after that, Apostle Casey is loaded to give us the way forwards. Okay, nice to have you back. It is 60 Minutes Nigeria, a review of the 2023 general elections. And my guests, Apostle Casey Chukwu, Felix Osigwe, and of course, Godwin Okudili. They've made very wonderful comments. And I think that what we can take out of this discussion so far is that we have only one country, and Nigeria must move forward. Nobody should rest on his ass. The youths have been commended on this program. There's no need for you to relax. You must build on your gains. It's recognized now that the youths are powerful and that the youths are kingmakers. You can decide who will be president, you can decide who will be governor, you can decide who will be whatever, because you have the numerical strength. But you must participate. You must build on what you've achieved in this election. Yes, Apostle Casey, we noticed voter apathy in this state assembly election in Edo State. What do you think must have led to that?
Okay, thank you. Before I say this, there are people who are desperate for power. They have decided not to leave power.
Not to leave the scene.
Yes, because of what we saw in Edo State. You see, sometimes I look at these politicians, I feel they don't even mean well for fellow Nigerians. Few weeks to the election, somebody came to my office to confess to me that he was asked to mobilize thugs to distort election, and the area they were sending him to was his own area. There was no way the people there we don't know. And I said to the person, don't do that. And he called me later the day and said to me that so and so person said I should not worry, I have the protection. And I asked the person the question, is the security agency going to back us up? And he said, the person said, yes, I've settled the security agency. So you know, for example, now you move a ballot box, you are going on the road, you are called a security agency, they can gun you down. So that means if they have been settled, if you are coming is to give the sign on the, because there is one they did one time, they gave them toothpick and cap. So if the police agency see you with toothpick and cap, they will know that you belong to.
That is we cannot authenticate. So we cannot authenticate these allegations.
But the best way I think we Nigerians should go during election. Number one, if INEC is listening, they should take this. Very important. Number one, anytime there's election, all the head leaders, the governor, the president, the senator, anybody who is holding a position should be handed over to the DSS to be detained for 2 months. While they are with the DSS, the election should be conducted on their behalf. Because as far as these people are out, there is nothing in this life. We all saw what happened in Abia State. They wanted the INEC officer to compromise. She said, no, I am a Christian. I have children who are young, who are looking forward for a better Nigeria. I cannot compromise. We all saw how that lady stood in Abia State. She did not compromise. There are so many states who compromise. I know some people win genuinely because during the election, some people were saying the Labour Party fracture of the governor of Edo State, which they are very happy now that they use it to win some seats in their position. And on the other hand, the governor was collecting the other hand. So what am I trying to say is that, for example, election day, 2 months to election, the governor, all his deputy, vice president, the president of Nigeria, all of them, they should be taken to DSS. They will keep them in one place. With this, but the law I'm suggesting to the INEC, so that with this we can have free and fair election. So that when you are planning who you will call, you will know that they are with the DSS. After election, they will bring them out.
Okay, I know what Professor Kezi, I know the point he's trying to make, the suggestion he's trying to make, but you know, like Felix Osigwe said, we have a constitution, and the constitution guides.
They should add this to the constitution. It will help us.
The constitution guides all activities. So the president too is a Nigerian, and is entitled to vote. So the governors, they are Nigerians, they are entitled to vote. The senators, so that cannot happen. But the point he's trying to make is that these political leaders must put the interests of the country and the interests of the people first, ahead of personal interest. That's just what he's trying to say. So don't influence any election. Don't disrupt any election. Let the will of the people prevail. I know that's what he's trying to say. Felix Osigwe, now, what's the way forward? How do we have a better conduct of elections? Because before you know it, like you said, 2024, next year, to the governorship election in Edo State, off-season election. So how do we get it right?
Yes, thank you very much. You see, I think we are moving the right step in the right direction with the tradition of beavers. You see, the idea of ballot...
It's like you really like this beaver.
Yeah, because that is the only way out. Okay. I just told you, like, a place you had 1.9 million, now giving you less than 700. What happened? It's the power of the machine. You know you cannot...
Technology.
Technology, okay, the power of technology. The idea of people snatching ballot and starting running is an old-fashioned thing. The INEC has been able to come out with a system that said if there's a one extra to the number supposedly to have been credited, because it's a process of doing your accreditation, doing your voting. It's not like the days where you say after accreditation, you come back 2 o'clock.
You come back again.
You see, we are moving. That is why I say it's a work in progress.
Okay.
There's no rocket science about it. We have to go through this way. And again, I must comment somewhere like Buhari. You say a man cannot have it all. This is a man that goes to campaign for his candidate. He will say, vote for all you like. This is a man, excuse me, sorry. This is a man that 2 weeks or 3 weeks to the general election that he has a candidate. He accepted a very funny swap or money, I don't know. Yes. What I'm telling you is that we need such men. He wasn't doing it for anybody, he was doing it for the country. And the name is Oprah. You might be laughing about it.
I think I need to come in.
No, let me. He's making a very valid comment.
And this was the same man that signed these things.
Yes.
Jonathan had all the opportunity to sign this thing. He didn't do it. This same Buhari, it's a work in progress. Nobody is perfect. It might not be good in economics. There are areas you look at this man that he has been able to move Nigeria towards, showing that election doesn't want the blood of anybody. Yeah. Do it for the betterment of Nigeria. Nigeria must win, not an individual winning. Yes. I must commend the president. He has shown good.
So why do you think all those new currency notes introduced by CBN, you believe it's because of the election?
No, the policy is a fantastic policy. But the fact is that the timing, you were talking of voters apathy now, like mostly, which evidently during the last this
state assembly and governorship. Yeah.
You understand? Can you imagine a man using his money to buy his money in this country to not travel that he wants to go and vote for you? And that was why the Obi became very popular. The use of it as a vehicle. This country is messed. To be very frank, we are suffering. Imagine that initial period of the money swap. You go to bank, you cannot even access 5,000 naira. A family man. You've seen people die, crying and getting naked in the banking hall. The policy was, ordinarily, if Buhari was a party man, he wouldn't have even bought into the idea of, say, okay, 3 weeks, where you know, say no first try. I don't know if you understand.
I know the point.
But the fact that he saw the goodness in the policy, okay, done. No undermining that his party is even involved in the elections. And that was the revolt we saw from the people. It's not only the youth. The people of Nigeria stood firm. This thing is not too much. Let us react.
Thank you.
And you saw it through their ballot.
Thank you very much. Godwin Okudile, you want to make a point here?
Like my colleague, my little friend, yes. There are certain things, although he is a product of APC,
yes.
I'm not surprised on what he's saying,
yes.
giving kudos to his man.
Yeah.
You know,
you are a neutral man, yeah. I'm a neutral man, yes.
But I'm in Nigeria.
Exactly.
And I'm feeling some things. They say, who wear shoe, know where they pay now.
Yes.
So there is, I feel maybe there are certain things that is, although at the end of his speech, he made some correction.
Yes.
I didn't make correction. As this stand up, you see, every man is a political. Every man is a political animal.
Yes.
You are pastors. I'm the only neutral man here, but I have a political affiliation.
No, but
I have a political affiliation, which I belong to a political school of thought,
yes.
which I must express.
Exactly.
But I must not leave the interest of the people. I belong to the people. We are all suffering it. Of course, we are all suffering it.
Thank you very much.
Okay,
Apostle,
like when it comes to swap.
Money swap.
You see, yesterday I happened to go and do some shopping. I bought 10,000 naira with 3,000 naira.
From POS?
No. If by the corner, you just ask them, please, I want to buy money. They will just point and say, go there. They will just point and say, go there.
Not in the bank. Not in the bank. That's like black
along
market
the street
now.
or nearby market or supermarket. They will just point and New Benin by area there, by New Benin. Then I went there to buy some things myself and my wife. We say, please, we want to buy. You say transfer. They say no. You transfer. Say no. They say, well, they point store, a nearby store. We got there. We bought, I think 15,000 naira. We bought with 4,000 naira.
That's terrible.
10,000. Yesterday, I'm talking. So that is why when he was talking, giving kudos to our president, not only your president, our president,
of course,
that
of course.
he give kudos for this and that. Why 3 months to the elections. Even, okay, the election have come and gone. What is the
But who was supposed to feel the pains?
Yes, I mean.
Who was supposed to feel the pain?
I'm coming. Look at the pains we are still facing up to this moment. We thought it's because of vote buying. That's why that initiative was yes. After the election, this thing remained the same. Are you getting it right? Okay, now even during the election, you understand? Even the INEC were complaining they were not having enough money for logistics. They complained during the presidential election. And see, at the end of the first day, I was in the bank. I asked one of the bankers, I said, please, what is the problem of this money not in the bank? He said, they have released a lot of money to people. People are not willing to come and deposit money.
Okay.
Like, before they allow me to enter the bank, the security man, they know me too well. I have almost 6 accounts, both current and savings and the business. He said, Pastor, what? I said, please don't call me Pastor. I was there on Monday. I was on Friday. This check I was supposed to submit and transfer to my personal to ATM. I couldn't access the bank. I stood by the gate on Monday. I couldn't access the bank. I have to come back. Then on Monday, the same thing. Sometimes if you are privileged to enter, network problem. I was privileged because the transfer I had to do is 2 signatures. And the banker said they need 2 of you to come in. When you are happen to smuggle yourself in and do something, you know how to smuggle yourself
I understand.
When you smuggle yourself in, and after sign and everything, they will tell you no network.
It's terrible.
Now, my brother, you see, I call him my brother because we are Nigerians. We have seen our brothers and sisters in diaspora turning their passports. What does that mean? Because when things are good or bad, everything goes to the head. And that is our president. Let us try, or let the president, your party, APC, let them try and do the needful. Because we are suffering. Nigerians are suffering. But when it comes to this election that have just 2023 election that have come, the presidential election, the House of Assembly and the governorship election, yes, it's a bet. There is no celebration.
Okay, thank you.
We are please, I'm coming. There is no celebration.
I don't know if I can.
Look at some states. A place like Plateau State, a place like Abia State. Look at the way they are celebrating. Look at the way they are celebrating. You see, when you give the people what they want, they will rejoice. We are waiting for celebration.
Thank you very much.
Sorry, I don't know if I can.
Just a quick one, because time is off. A quick one.
Please, I want you to understand one thing. The policy, the money swap policy is a very good policy, which any well-meaning Nigerian should appreciate. What we are talking about is the timing. And you are calling me an APC man who was supposed to feel the pains or the brunt. Because if a president of a country can order a swap of money under 1 month or 3 weeks, against is the wish of his party members, you should know. When Queen died September last year,
quick one,
they gave a period of 2 years to face out the face of Queen from their currency.
Yes.
An organized system like that. Then you talk of Nigeria that is just baking for 3 weeks. So let me correct it. The policy is good, but the timing
I'm
was
not
wrong.
against the policy.
Thank you. I'm not against the policy.
Apostle Casey, just closing remark.
Okay, I will quickly say number 1. You can't tell us that you didn't see when people were still also dishing out money to voters.
Of course they did.
The new currency. And you can't deceive me that these people who are in power cannot carry money to themselves. That's number 1. You spoke about, to round up, you spoke about the beavers. That the beaver is a welcome development. That anybody who steal a ballot box is wasting his time. No, we all saw where the INEC official was even announcing that after everything, we are not going to put it on the beavers. Just come there. You see some people while they are counting, people will come there and snatch all these voters cards and move away. And you are telling us that the ballot paper, they will snatch it away. How will that one they snatch away the top? How will it be not counted if the beavers is useful?
Okay, thank you.
I think there's a law. Our president has made the security to compromise.
Thank you.
Your president made the security to compromise.
The time for our program has elapsed. I want to thank Apostle Casey Chukwu. He's really, really emotional today. And it's personal to him. I want to thank Mr. Felix and Apostle Okudili. Thank you very much for your comments. And our viewer there, thanks for your time on this week's edition of 60 Minutes Nigeria. You can see that it's been a heated debate. Yes, we want Nigeria to move forward, and surely Nigeria will move forward. Do have a wonderful weekend ahead. Bye-bye.